Today we are answering one of your many questions. The question that we got today was from one of our rockin' empaths. And the question was, can you harm others when manifesting your desires? Here we go. Hello everyone and welcome to Freedom Friday, where you learn how to free yourself and live your dreams. I'm Darienne, your certified spiritual rock star. This should be the rock star. All right. And as I said in the introduction, we are talking about answering a question that one of our rockin' empaths asked me about 2 weeks ago or so. Scott, one of our rockin' empaths, went into the group and he had a very extensive comment with lots of questioning, and he really is a seeker, and it's a beautiful thing to watch him really blossom and flourish and discover more things about himself, about life, about everything. But he's a deep, thriving, eager questioner, as many of us are, as many of you are. I mean, that's the definition of being a seeker. And so I love his questions. And one of his questions now, he went into the global crises and a lot of things that are going on, a lot of terrible things that are going on around the globe. But he had the question as it pertains to him manifesting his own desires. And I think that a lot of us can relate to this question. If I am manifesting my desires, doesn't that mean that I could possibly be taking from others or pissing other people off or harming entire countries? And really, when you think about that, depending on how great your desire is, I think it's a question that a lot of us have asked. And that is why I chose to answer that portion of his question. He did have a very long comment. It was extensive, and I think that it takes a lot of, it's going to take Scott, and I know that he's really just discovering himself, discovering all of it for himself. And so it's going to take him some time to really get clear on that for himself. But I chose to answer this one portion of that question because I think that it represents a lot of you. So, can you harm others when manifesting your own desires? The answer to that question is both cut and dry and willy-nilly at the same time. Because the answer is yes and no. It depends where vibrationally you and that person are standing. Now, if you manifest from what Abraham Hicks calls the vortex, the high vibe place, you being in this really love, in this vibration of just amazing love, you cannot harm anyone because you are in this place of love. Now, if you manifest something and it pisses someone off and harms them, that's because they aren't in the vortex. And I know that Scott, you may be wondering or thinking, well, what about the global issues? What about the effects on the other countries in the entire planet? Are all of those people not in the vortex? Well, here's the thing. If something goes down across the globe, it is your perception to say that it's a terrible thing. Not every single person. There's been a lot of, quote, terrible things that have happened to me. And when you're in the vortex, it doesn't seem so terrible. It actually seems beautiful. You're able to see the beauty in it. When walls get knocked down, you're able to see the meaning of life. And so it depends on where you stand vibrationally. Now, this brought to mind an issue a situation, an experience that I had with a friend of mine a few years back, where her manifestations were harming me or at least that was my perception. And I'll tell you exactly why and what I could have done to change it. So we ended up going on a trip, and she was always very just go with the flow, the universe will guide us. And that's a beautiful place to be. It seems woo-woo, crazy, but it is a beautiful place to be. If you can genuinely be there, I trust the universe. I trust that it will unfold before me. I don't have to make plans to go anywhere. And so going against that little voice inside of me that was fearful, to be honest, that resisted, let's just go with the flow, and I need to plan things. I put the planning in her hands, and I said, you take care of this, because I'm going to let go, because I don't want to have to do everything all the time, because I was very type A personality, and I was like, I want to just wipe my hands of it. But at that point, I was not vibrationally in a place where I could just go with the flow. And so both of us took that trip together. The same things happened to both of us, and yet neither of us had a place to stay. We had to sleep in our car. I think we almost ran out of gas at one point. I spent so much money. I was miserable. I wasn't completely miserable the whole time, but by the end of the trip, I was pretty effing miserable. And she wasn't. And it made me think, she just manifests everybody to do shit for her. And really, that's what I was thinking at the time. But then when I step out of it emotionally, I can now see that if I had vibrationally gone right along with her and said, okay, the universe got our back, then all of those duties or whatever the things that I felt I needed to take care of in order to make that trip be pulled together whatsoever, that would have been handled by someone else, by the universe. And if we are all in the vortex, if I'm in the vortex while manifesting things, which you can be in and out of the vortex, you're always manifesting. But if I'm in the vortex while I'm manifesting things, I will manifest people that want to do things for me, they will love doing their job of pumping gas, or whatever things that may seem mundane to some of us, that person will just love it so much. And that's where, if I'm in the vortex, manifesting my desires from that high vibe place of love, then I will attract people from that same high vibe place of love. Now, if I'm trying to attract from a low vibe place, I can attract it, but I'm going to attract a bunch of people that are going to be pissed off at me. So I thought a really good affirmation for when you are manifesting, Scott, and everybody that may have this little thing in you that you want to address it, you want to shine light on this part of you that thinks, maybe if I manifest this, it's going to be detrimental to other people. If you have that in you, I would suggest using an affirmation, something along the lines of, the acquisition of my desires is beneficial to my planet. The acquisition of my desires is beneficial to my planet. In simpler terms, when I get what I want and I love, it benefits the world. When I get what I love and I want, it benefits the world. Even simpler, when I am happy, it's good for the planet. My joy is good for the planet. My joy is good for the planet. So using those affirmations, continuing to repeat those to yourself. If you don't believe it, you can start off with saying, wouldn't it be really cool if the acquisition of my desires could benefit the planet? Wouldn't it be really cool if I got all this money that I want and I was able to pay it forward? And just entertain the thought of what it would be like if your manifestations were good for the planet. What if Scott, of all these terrible things that you see going on in the world, what if your manifested desires could help those people? What if? Just what if? And don't say that if you don't wholly believe it, just say, what if? Just consider it. You know, you don't have to challenge your beliefs. Just nudge them a little bit. But what if it was a little bit different? What if it could help people? And as always, my only advice, my best advice is to get into the motherfucking vortex. Abraham Hicks calls it the vortex. It is just that vibe, love vibe. The place of high vibe, love, where you just fucking love everybody. And nobody can get you down. You work your ass off to get there. And I promise you, it will be beneficial to your planet. And I promise you, not only will it be beneficial to your planet, but the planet you see will become a whole new planet. It will become a miraculous planet, a beautiful planet. You won't see darkness going on, or where you do see darkness, you will immediately see a solution. Because you will be in the vortex. You will be close to God's Spirit, fueling you with inspiration on how to make a change. It's that beautiful flow, baby. You got to get in it, you know? All right, Scott, I hope I answered your questions. As always, join the inspiration conversation down below. If you don't already know, I am holding a contest for when I reach 5,000 subscribers. I believe I'm at 4,500 almost. So we are quickly approaching. If you would like to enter, oh wait, I have to tell you the prize first. So the prize is, and I don't have the book here, but the prize is you will get a copy of The Foundation for Inner Pieces, A Course in Miracles, which is the course that I do every single day on Facebook Live. If you want to join me there, Darienne Empire. You will get that book with a notation from moi, and you will get a 45-minute virtual meet and greet with me. You can use it as a coaching session if you'd like. Of course, if you want to get coaching, you can hit that I right there, and it'll go to my website where you can contact me and learn more about one-on-one coaching from yours truly. If you want to enter that contest, you just have to subscribe here and then head over to my Instagram and Facebook, both Darienne Empire. The links are down below in the description. Follow me on both of those and let me know on any of those that you want to enter the 5K contest, and you will be entered. And then I will just put y'all names in a randomizer and let the universe do its work. So there it is. If you guys have any of your own questions, please let me know in the comments below or contact me in the description below. There is a little thing where you can submit your questions, a little link, if you'd like your questions to be a little bit more private. I believe that is it. If you are an empath and want to join the Rockin' Empath Facebook group with Scott and almost 700 more, go to hashtag Rockin' without a G, Rockin' Empath on Facebook. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Love ya. Mwah.